When it comes to how emotional someone is, many people believe that their zodiac sign makes a big difference. Are you brimming with feelings you can't help but show? You might be a Pisces. This sign is super sensitive to life's challenges and can be deeply affected by the energy around them. But maybe you prefer to keep your feelings to yourself. In that case, you might be a Capricorn. This sign is all business. If things need to get done, Capricorns don't let emotions get in the way. If you want to know why you cry all the time or why you rarely do, this list is here to help. You'll also discover some famous people of the same sign to empathize with. Hey folks, before we start with today's video, remember to subscribe as it really helps the channel. Number 1. Scorpio. Background, a fixed water sign controlled by Pluto and Mars. Scorpios are passionate people who put their whole hearts into the things they care about, whether it's a relationship, a career, or anything else. But with that passion comes some darker traits. A Scorpion can be manipulative, possessive, or even vicious. Having such a person in your life can be the best thing that's ever happened, or the worst. Emotional traits. Scorpios are known for their deep emotions and their ability to be both incredibly loving and fiercely protective of those they care about. They can also be secretive and have a tendency to hold on to grudges. Famous people with sign: Frank Ocean, Leonardo DiCaprio, Lorde, Adam Driver, Whoopi Goldberg, Katy Perry. Number 2. Sagittarius. Background, the mutable fire sign. Sagittarius is known for its unrivaled curiosity about the rest of the world. People born under this sign are likely to spend their lives doing whatever pops into their heads, often ditching their responsibilities to do so. But they're not just going off on selfish flights of fancy. Many Sagittarians are just as compelled to drop everything to help others. Emotional traits. Sagittarians have no problem announcing exactly what they're feeling, even if it's going to cause conflict or make other people upset. They believe in expressing themselves honestly rather than letting the problem fester. But this doesn't happen often, as Sagittarius is a chill and adaptable sign. Famous people with sign: Brad Pitt, Scarlett Johansson, Tyra Banks, Lucy Liu, Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift. Number 3. Aries. Background, ruled by Mars, this cardinal fire sign bursts with energy. People born under Aries like taking on challenges and are confident they'll succeed at everything they try. Their enthusiasm and optimism can carry them through many hardships, but their aggression, impulsivity, and low tolerance for failure can cause just as many problems. Emotional traits. The dominant emotion for an Aries is anger. If something doesn't go their way, it's hard for them to take it in stride. They tend to yell about it. They'll bounce back pretty quickly, but not before getting majorly in their angry feelings about it. Famous people with sign: Robert Downey Jr., Kristen Stewart, Mandy Moore, Emma Watson, Chance the Rapper, Lady Gaga. Number 4. Capricorn. Background, this cardinal earth sign is known for its strong focus on meeting goals. Most Capricorns have their futures fully mapped out and aren't interested in petty things that can get in the way. While this makes them incredibly productive, it can also make them a bit insensitive to other people's feelings. Emotional traits. Capricorns aren't the most emotional people. They value productivity and reliability, and they don't like petty things like feelings getting in the way. That said, they struggle to handle other people's emotions and might become flustered or frustrated at more blatant displays. Famous people with sign: Denzel Washington, Michelle Obama, John Legend, Orlando Bloom, Dolly Parton, Kate Middleton. Number 5. Cancer. Background. Cancer is a cardinal water sign ruled by the moon. Cancerians are deeply loyal to their friends and family and are willing to go to great lengths to support them. They possess immense empathy for others, but can sometimes get overwhelmed by what they're taking in from the rest of the world. They also tend to be homebodies who appreciate crafting and art. Emotional traits. Emotions are a driving force. When a Cancerian cares about something, they care. The level of emotional investment they have in their loved ones can be all-consuming. People with this sign who don't feel their affection or care being reciprocated can get clingy, moody, and manipulative. They can't just move on to someone who deserves their energy. Famous people with sign: Chris Pratt, Margot Robbie, Meryl Streep, Missy Elliott, Sandra Oh, Princess Diana. Number 6, Aquarius. Background: a fixed air sign ruled by Uranus and Saturn. Aquarians are original thinkers who typically put their considerable brain power toward creative, humanitarian, and scientific pursuits. Whether this is a good thing depends on what the specific Aquarian is trying to achieve. Emotional traits. Emotions aren't really this sign's forte. Aquarians tend to get uncomfortable when other people express their feelings. As for expressing or even recognizing their own, forget about it. They have way more important things to do. This can work out just fine, but it can also alienate Aquarians from their loved ones or inhibit them from processing emotional difficulties. Famous people with sign: Harry Styles, Elijah Wood, Shakira, Uzo Aduba, Molly Ringwald, Jennifer Aniston. Number 7. Virgo. Background: a mutable earth sign ruled by Mercury. Virgo specializes in the little details that make life work. Valuing organization and practicality, Virgos are the kind of people who plan their vacation itineraries months in advance and pay all their bills on time. But their well-ordered lives can be their downfall. They aren't good at adapting to what they didn't plan for, and they're prone to ignoring their feelings in favor of logic. Emotional traits. While Virgos can be logical and unemotional, they can also get very upset when things don't go their way. They tend to get obsessed with the little details in life and don't adapt well when those details change. So, if that vacation itinerary gets messed up due to a late flight, they'll either go into problem-solving mode or cry from frustration. Famous people with sign: Keanu Reeves, Blake Lively, Idris Elba, Bernie Sanders, Padma Lakshmi, Beyoncé. Number 8, Taurus. Background. This fixed earth sign is known for Epicurean tastes. Taurians want the finest foods, clothes, vacations, and just about everything else. A fashionable Taurian could max out their credit card buying designer clothes, while a globetrotter is likely to prefer luxury resorts. However, people born under Taurus believe in working hard for all the lovely things they want. Also, they have strong morals and will stand their ground when something is truly important. Emotional traits. Have you ever drowned your sorrows in a pint of ice cream? That's the kind of thing a Taurus does when upset. They'll bust their butts to avoid distressing situations, but if they find themselves facing a major conflict, they know how to self-soothe. Sounds responsible enough, but one thing Taurians likely won't do is take the blame for whatever they're getting emotional about. Famous people with sign: Jerry Seinfeld, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Adele, Kelly Clarkson, Kenan Thompson, Janet Jackson. Number 9. Pisces. Background. Pisces is a mutable water sign ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. Pisceans possess unrivaled creativity, which is why they often excel in music and the arts. They are deeply compassionate people who can easily intuit the feelings of others, but all that empathy can easily backfire if they aren't met with the same. Emotional traits. Pisces is one of the most emotional signs in the zodiac. Not only are they in tune with how other people feel, but they feel everything with an intensity many other signs just can't muster. While this swell of emotion can fuel their creativity, it can also be so overwhelming that some Pisceans shut down or freak out. Famous people with sign: Elliot Page, Johnny Cash, Elizabeth Taylor, Liza Minnelli, John Boyega, Drew Barrymore. Number 10, Libra. Background: Libra is a cardinal air sign that's ruled by Venus. Known as the peacekeepers of the zodiac, Libras strive to keep things in balance. They want to ensure everything is fair and that everyone is happy. This sometimes makes them seem wishy-washy because they avoid choosing a side. When they do choose, however, watch out. You don't want to get in the way of a Libra with moral conviction. Emotional traits. Libras are just as balanced about their emotions as they are about everything else. If something bad happens, they'll experience their feelings in a healthy way and then move on. If something good happens, they'll be able to fully enjoy it. Kudos to you, Libra. You're the champion of emotional health. Famous people with sign: Halsey, Bruno Mars, Avril Lavigne, Bruce Springsteen, Donald Glover, Gwyneth Paltrow. Number 11. Leo. Background. People with this fixed fire sign have charm and leadership qualities oozing from their pores. They expect to be treated like royalty, but in return, they make everyone around them feel good about themselves. They have good senses of humor and frequently come up with creative ideas. But Leos risk resting a little too hard on their laurels. They can be vain, lazy, and arrogant if their egos are left unchecked. Emotional traits. Leos are good at taking things in stride, but when they do get emotional, they make sure everybody knows about it. They see their own feelings as important and see no reason to hide them from others, especially if those others can help them in some way. If only Leos were equally sensitive to other people's feelings. Famous people with sign: Daniel Radcliffe, Meghan Markle, Mick Jagger, Kate Bush, Greta Gerwig, Madonna. Number 12. Gemini. Background. Gemini is a mutable air sign that's ruled by Mercury and is represented by twins. Geminis are known for having almost contradictory traits. One minute, they're the life of the party. The next, they're sulking in a corner trying to work out some existential problem. The Gemini mind operates at high speed, which makes them adaptable to change and hungry for knowledge. But because they're always considering so many things, they might struggle to make up their minds. Emotional traits. Most Geminis have no problem showing their emotions. They'll hug and kiss their friends, cry in public, and generally not think too hard about how other people perceive them. Those feelings can change quickly. You might see a Gemini happily singing karaoke with friends, despite sobbing over a breakup 10 minutes ago. Famous people with sign: Natalie Portman, Prince, Helena Bonham Carter, Tupac Shakur, Idina Menzel, Johnny Depp.